some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin. Just being honest. Never let a manufacture stack like that. And if it getting toxic, tell the boy fall back. If it was back then, I'd be tripping off that. Took a little time just to get me on track. I went from snotty to snobby, got it like immune to everybody, this is Stunt 101. Up in the club, throwing the 50s like hate it, love it, I just can't get enough. Labels from calling me, I said move if you call me please, or don't even bother me. They said oh my apologies, they keep calling and calling, I keep stalling and stalling. Rookie of the year, my career snowballing. Got it, made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin, just being honest.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in Uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Uptown Charlotte. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. First play from scrimmage, Watson going to throw it. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent... Season throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
1 for 1, a lot more to go. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First carry for Nick Chubb to about the 40-yard line.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Watson, man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 39. A gain there of 21 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play Never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game. Watching him try to take away that area of the field.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. Back to throw, Watson. And it'll be intercepted.
Jeremy Chin puts it off.
And the Panthers are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
Yeah, this was just really well done on 3rd down because he doesn't have a lot of time to analyze things. He's got to make a snap decision and go. And his decision there, right on. He rocketed in and made the play.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour.
Well, a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Browns have a short field in front of them now as they take over 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Browns drive about to get started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And they're set up in a golden position here right around the 10-yard line.
Well, probably they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he will take it across for Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Gonzalo's able to tack on the PAT, and that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return from his end zone is Grant. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A busy first quarter. His 3rd catch of the afternoon is a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. Well, they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. This defense, Charles, very opportunistic here early. A 2nd fumble recovery in this first quarter of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the right word, opportunistic and aggressive, because once they got the first fumble recovery, they were eager to get a 2nd one, and sometimes they just come in bunches. On the flip side, they've got to figure out how to hold the ball because the play calls seem to be okay. They're just not executing.
11 yards and a Panther first down.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. If you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
McCaffrey. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. But they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. On the run, this will be Anderson. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback.
And one thing about a play like this, if it's slow to develop, it can turn out poorly. And this play was definitely slow in developing, and that was one heck of an effort to sprint over there and get the man down before he could make anything happen.
Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, you know, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the 1st.
Now, that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Keith Taylor.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick 6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick 6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Takes it at the 7.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke because, all right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Watson.
Throw left side, there's Schwartz with it.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 35. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here.
Watson's throw into the hands of Peoples-Jones. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Second and 6.
They go up the middle with Chubb. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw is Watson. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he is going to have a Browns first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Watson now to throw. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Nick Chubb punching it in from a yard away.
And the Browns are able to cut into that deficit. Now Cade York for the extra point.
He's got it, and that makes our score 24-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage. Either run another play or clock it and start over again.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Again, they run again. It's McCaffrey. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Myles Garrett showing that athleticism as he gets in to make the play.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started.
I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Xavier Woods with a pick. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
And that pick 6, Charles, that moves it up now to a 3-touchdown advantage. A great individual defensive effort there to continue what has been a very lopsided first half.
And I better buckle in my seatbelt, right? Because you know, as a former DB, when I see a pick 6, I'm up and jumping up and down watching it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be neutral, but those kind of plays, they excite me every time. They are in absolute control in this one. Nice play there.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away.
From the 10. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think
he's got a man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Starting the second half with a run by McCaffrey. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Second down and right back to McCaffrey. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed in the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They're really locked in on offense.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for second down. McCaffrey on the counter. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 68 yards rushing for him now to this point. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Gonzalez out now to try the Panther field goal. This one from 35 yards away. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
A good-looking return set up here. And great field position coming up as he gets this just shy of the 45 out of bounds at the 44.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
The Browns' drive about to get started. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long, but a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
J.C. Horn up to make the tackle.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Another 2-yard gain there, but they'll need to do better this time. It's 3rd and 6.
Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ballgame, Charles. And you're at the point here, 3rd quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line. Because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So a moment to catch our collective breath after the 4th down conversion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Chubb will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about his desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
On 2nd and goal, Watson, touchdown! Anthony Schwartz from 4 yards out. And the Browns get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. Well, this opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown, maybe a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one likes to really just say, okay, well, maybe something went right. But you're exactly right about that. A little glimmer there, maybe they can carry it over moving forward.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And this is really the start to the season that you're hoping for if you're a coach or a player. They've got the big lead here in the 4th quarter, and now can really take some time off the clock. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Mayfield knocks this forward. It's a jet sweep. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13 from the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Returnable for Grant. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. And they knew coming in that this would be a tough place to go in and win a season opener. But this has just been a performance, to be frank, not to be proud of here as they trail big in this 4th quarter. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. On 1st down, it's Watson. Completes it right side to Cooper. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big pickup of 38.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9. Here's Watson. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pick up a 3.
Offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try to cover your back into the backfield out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They'll run for it. Chubb. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And, oh, that is going to be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
The Browns drive about to get started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch.
And, my goodness, another interception. And Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Panthers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. Another run with McCaffrey on second down. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
On third down, here's a run by Hubbard. And, oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. It'll be called just a 22-yard punt. Certainly not what he wanted. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But I think a Brown was able to recover, and they'll indeed hold on to the ball here. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense got it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
A big play that time for Cleveland. 52 yards. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. He's going to go up top again. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. David Njoku, 35 yards. And the Browns have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And they will take a knee here. And they take a knee. CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of the season.
So for Carolina, that'll be a happy locker room as they start the season 1-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be back home next week for a date with the New York Jets.